This small mussel farm off the coast of California is a window into the future of feeding the planet.
You could feed a vast majority of the world's populations on mussels alone.
Earth's population is growing so fast that we'll need to produce more food in the next 50 years than we've raised in the last 10,000.
People are really actively looking towards the ocean for the future.
Oceans cover more than 2/3 of the Earth's surface, but right now, they produce just 2% of our food.
You can't take any more fish out of the ocean, you gotta grow it.
Phil Kruver is part of a new wave of entrepreneurs proving ocean farms can help feed the world without destroying the environment.
This is historic. It'll be the first time we've had a harvest in U.S. federal waters in the United States in history.
Phil Kruver started and sold several tech businesses before deciding to farm the waters off of Los Angeles.
The carrying capacity out here is just enormous.
Right now, the mussels caught at the Catalina Sea Ranch are just a tiny 100-acre experiment.
We're starting off with mussels as our cash crop because they don't get disease, there's a lot less risk factors, they grow faster.
Currently, almost all the food we eat comes from the land, but that's resource intensive.
29% of the Earth's surface is land, and 40% of that arable land we produce food on. That's immense amounts of space for something that we could do in a much smaller amount of space in the ocean.
Growing food on land is also a dirty business. Worldwide, livestock accounts for about 15% of human-induced greenhouse gas emissions. It's also very inefficient and expensive.
It requires anywhere between 6 to 7 pounds of feed to get out 1 pound of cow, right? And so that requires an immense amount of water and land and other resources.
So many are looking to the sea to help feed the world.
Right now, they're getting it as low as 1 to 1. So 1 pound of feed for 1 pound of fish.
That's a lot better than land animals. But mussels can do even better. You don't have to feed them at all. They just filter their food from the water.
Mussels are good to farm for a variety of reasons. First, a lot of the things you associate with bad farming on land, cramped quarters, use of questionable foods, use of different chemicals, you don't need that for mussels. Mussels like tight spaces, they don't need a lot of antibiotics, and they don't need any food. They can also clean up the water.
Today's harvest is small, just 1,000 pounds. Back at the pier in Los Angeles Harbor, the mussels go directly to a seafood distributor and then to fish markets around Southern California, ending up on people's plates. But for this kind of farming to feed the world, it has to overcome another challenge.
People have to want to eat mussels.
And especially in the US, they don't really.
Perception, a lot of people ask that, they said, what is it for, bait? They don't understand the nutrition and the tastiness of mussel. So it's going to be a big branding challenge. We need Leonardo DiCaprio to eat a pizza with mussels on it rather than sausage, showing the sustainability.
But even without Leo, tastes may be changing. Mike Ungaro is selling Phil's mussels at his market.
So we are now seeing a huge increase in the demand, and to have a locally sourced product like this that's high quality and literally right off the coast, I think customers are going to go crazy for it.
Feeding the planet's next 2 billion people will mean changing where we farm and how we farm. It will require new technology and better tools, and an open mind to trying new food.